Oh, is there anything more lovely than a nice little peaceful cycle along the Thames?
E-bikes! Hello Electroheads, we're at a very windy Thames side in London today. Jack, why are we here?
E-bike stuff.
Cool.
These things are catching on, aren't they? Pretty much every city in the world has got a couple different brands of these Dockless rentable electric bikes. Two things we need to figure out today. One, are they a good idea? Because they're a little bit controversial.
Yeah.
And if they are, which brand is better?
All right, sounds good.
Shall we get to the testing?
Let's do it, mate.
Come on then, son. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Why do people find these controversial, Jack?
Well, the problem with the Dockless bikes is you can leave them anywhere without getting told off, and people are a bit careless sometimes, leave them strewn across the pavements.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the big reasons people cite for why the e-scooters haven't come to London yet, is they're worried that they'll just get left everywhere and then old people will fall over them.
I completely agree, but is the problem then not with people rather
Most
than the mode
definitely.
of transport?
And there are things that can be done. For example, Uber, unlike Lime, are a bit stricter with where you're allowed to leave your bike. So where I live in Hackney, there's only certain corners of certain streets that you can park it, which means they're not left everywhere. It also means it's easier for Uber to pick them up, charge them, maintain them. Let's have a little chat about whose is better then. I think the time has come.
Okay.
Because we're being sensible today, I've separated this into categories. First category, how easy is it to get one? So talk to me about the Uber app and how easy it is to find one of the bikes.
Okay, so the Uber app was really good. I mean, it's just the Uber app, right, which most of us have. You just click the little bicycle button. I think mine was about a 2-minute walk away from where I was when I opened the app, if that. And unlocking is easy. You just scan a barcode, pull a little pin out, which feels like you're setting a grenade off, and then you're ready to ride. It's really easy.
It is pretty straightforward. Frankly, the Lime app is almost exactly the same, possibly even simpler, because you don't have to skip through the taxis.
You don't accidentally order an Uber XL.
You don't accidentally order an Uber XL. Apps both pretty simple. They actually cost about the same, don't they? It's £1 to unlock them, and then mine is, Jesus.
That was going to happen at some point.
£1 to unlock, and I think mine is like 15p a minute, and yours is 12p a minute.
Yeah, mine's 12p a minute, so mine's a little bit cheaper.
A little bit cheaper. Shall we talk about quality of bikes?
Yeah.
Can I be honest?
I think you should.
This thing's not very good.
Right, okay.
And frankly, 99% of Lime bikes that I've ridden, and I have ridden a few, feel like both the wheels are just about to fall off. They're a little bit rickety.
Yeah.
In defense of Lime, they've been around for longer than the Uber bikes in London, so they've been used more, but that's no excuse really, because they should be maintaining these things. They should be picking them up and looking after them, and it feels like that doesn't really happen enough.
Yeah.
How's your bike in terms of maintenance?
I really like this. It feels like one of the pedals is about to fall off, which is like just a constant feeling I have with any rentable bike. It's pretty chunky, sturdy. I really like the fact there's a spring-loaded steering. There's a bit of resistance to the steering. The power is great. Like, you can ride up hills easily.
Yeah, I was not looking forward to the bit of the video where we talked about power, because this is where it really isn't close. In my experience, the Lime bike helps you off the line in terms of battery assistance. It gets you from 0 to 5 miles an hour. That thing, you can't even break a sweat on that bike.
Power, yeah, and that's the thing, right? Power's important to me because in summer when it's like 30 degrees and I want to get to work, I don't want to turn up sweating. Should we turn around?
Yeah, let's turn around.
See how easy that is.
Right, let's go through these one by one and just decide who wins each category, okay?
Yeah, okay.
So, app. I would probably give it to Lime. They're both super simple, but this one is really simple. And I've been sort of charged a few times when I shouldn't have been on Uber, where like the bike was damaged, so I docked it.
I have as well, actually.
So I'm going to give it to Lime.
Yeah, okay.
Abundance, how easy there are to find, how many of them there are.
I think that's pretty even. Is that a draw?
It's probably a draw. You can't find Uber bikes in South London, but I mean, that's such a London-specific thing, isn't it?
London-specific thing, yeah.
Cost, you've got me beaten by 3p a second.
Yeah, which is, you know, that's a lot.
I mean, I guess it adds up. It doesn't really matter, does it? It's incremental.
But I win that.
You do win that. Bike quality and maintenance. So how nicely are they made? How well are they looked after?
It has to be jumped, right?
It's not even close. These things are rickety to begin with, and I really get the impression that they just don't get as much TLC as the Uber bikes do. Again, those are newer in London. Maybe that they're soon going to be just as smashed up, but so far they're a lot better.
Yeah, they are.
Performance.
It has to be Uber as
Again,
well, right?
you absolutely smoke me on that one. It's so much more powerful.
3, 2, 1.
You cannot break a sweat riding an Uber bike, it just can't be done.
No.
And if you keep your speed below sort of 20, 15 miles an hour, you can get the whole journey without ever being outside of the battery assistance.
Yep.
Whereas this thing, it's hard work. Final category I've got here is other features, Richard. I mean, there's not a huge amount. We've both got baskets.
Yeah.
I've got a nice phone holder, which is really useful.
Yeah.
You've got a weird little kind of...
There is something that's supposed to flip out, but I just can't get it to do it. So I'm going to say
it appears to be broken on your bike, but those are actually not very helpful even when they work, because you can't see your phone screen. I can use maps right now fairly safely.
We've both got a basket.
Both got a
for
basket.
carrying our dogs, and I have 3 gears.
Oh, you do? I've got no gears. I've got no gears at all. Are their gears actually useful on that?
Yeah, for riding slower, like we are now, first gear is great.
Fair enough.
Although I have been in 3rd gear the entire time, like an idiot.
Right, so what's the final score then? I'm just totting it up. I think the final score is 3-2 to the Uber bike, but in truth, I don't think it's as close as that. Because the main one is the quality of the bikes.
Yeah.
And...
oh, this just feels so much better. And if you haven't used one, just get out one of these, they're so great. Can I just do a monologue, Jack?
Please.
I would have loved to have had this when I was like 15 years old, and I grew up in a place called Bristol, and like getting from one side of that city to the other was a bit of a pain. Basically, it's hilly, you have to take a bus. If I had one of these and I could just get from one place to another really easily, I would have absolutely loved that.
Would have been a proper game changer.
So I think in a city like London or like, you know, any major city, anyone that's already used an Uber, which let's face it is most people,
of us.
They've already got the app. It's really easy to just start using bikes on the app. It's cheap as well. I think these are such a great solution for people that don't drive, and I really like them.
If you and I were to start our own Dockless e-bike rental company, which we are flirting with the idea, you'd have the quality of bike of Uber, the maintenance of Uber, the speed of Uber, but you'd have a simple app like Lime.
Yes.
You'd have them available everywhere like Lime, which I'm sure they're working on.
Yeah.
And you'd have a phone holder.
I'd have a phone holder.
Also, your bonus category of litness. I actually think the Uber bikes are really cool.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the Uber bike definitely looks a bit cooler. One thing that we should say is in all cities, and even in London, there are way more available than just these 2 brands. So get out there and try a few. They're so cheap, and you will, if you've never tried one, you will be delighted with how easy they are to just get on and start using.
The first time on an Uber bike is a bit of a revelation, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And hopefully, Rich, next time we do one of these comparison videos, it'll be 2 different e-scooter brands in London because they'll be legal.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Should we go for a little romantic cycle?
Let's do it, mate.
Come on then.
It's nearly Valentine's Day after all.